Okay, so today's a new style that I just thought it would be cool. So today's video, I will be taking you guys through the 10 states that I would recommend for international students, which has been on demand. When I posted a video about 10 states I wouldn't recommend for international students, a lot of the comments were like, states that you would recommend, states that you would recommend. And I'm like, okay, fine. I went driving and had a conversation with my friend. Then his face just showed, no way. I'll try and hide it. All right, so I went driving with my friend, and whilst we were recording the conversation or the podcast in the car, I realized that the thing that I said in the video, I wasn't supposed to post it because certain names were mentioned and all that. And I'm like, what do I do with this video? Because it's a very cool video. And I'm like, I would rather request or I would rather do the most requested topic that most people have been asking me to do as a voiceover over this video. So you guys should watch me drive through the city of Charleston whilst I mentioned 10 states that I would highly recommend for international students. And mind you, this is my opinion, this is my research, and this is what I have realized for my friends living in those states. So without further ado, the first state that I have in mind, but before that, I'll mention this quickly. Sorry. Before that, I believe that choosing a state should depend solely on your interest, solely on what you want. If you're someone who is really interested in the United Nations, you would want a state close to the UN, probably New Jersey or New York, because you want to be close to the United States nations. If you are someone interested in agriculture, you should choose this particular state. If you are someone so interested in business, you should choose this particular state. So it all boils down to the kind of interest that you have. Now I'll start with the number 10. No, let me start with number one. Okay. So the first one is Minnesota. Minnesota is very cold, mind you. But I didn't consider it to be a factor why you wouldn't choose that because America is basically cold. So Minnesota has an affordable tuition. Averagely, they pay about $15,000 a year for international students. Yes. And then they have a very low crime rate. Okay. They have a very low crime rate, up to let's say 1,500 people per 100,000 people. So it shows that they have a very low crime rate. They also have a thriving tech and healthcare industries. Okay, they have thriving tech and healthcare industry. So if you're someone very interested in the tech and healthcare field, you should really try Minnesota. The next one is Iowa. I have friends in Iowa. I have friends in Minnesota. Iowa has a very low cost of living, especially for, I think the national average is around 87%. Yes, 87%. Let me just check it up. Yes, 87.3%. Okay, so Iowa has a very low cost of living and they have safe communities. It's almost similar to the Minnesota, and they have a very strong agricultural and manufacturing sector. Okay, so Iowa has low cost of living, safe communities, and then strong agric sectors. Now, the next one is Utah. Now, mind you, I didn't really add the race, population, and all those things because I thought it's probably not really relevant that much. Okay, so Utah is the number three. It has a very growing tech industry, and then it has a very low unemployment rate. Okay, so in Iowa, they have a very low unemployment rate and they have affordable housing. So if you are someone who is really worried about housing, employment and all those things, you should check Utah. The next one is Wisconsin. Wisconsin has an affordable tuition. I have a friend there, she pays less than 14K a year. And they also have a very low crime rate and they have a very strong manufacturing sector as well. Number fifth is Colorado. I have been to Colorado before and it's very cold there. I've been to Colorado Springs. Yeah, so Colorado has a very thriving tech sector and they have a lot of affordable housing. So housing in Colorado is very low. Sorry, and then they have a very low unemployment rate at 2.4%. So there are jobs in Colorado. All right, the next one is Oregon. Oregon. The downside of Oregon is there are a lot of homeless people around, drugs. There are a lot of white people in Oregon. But then aside that, they have a very affordable tuition. They have a very low crime rate, and they also have a growing tech and healthcare sector. So if you are looking into these areas, you should consider Oregon. If you go to Nebraska, low cost of living as well. Okay, it's about 88% national average, and they have safe communities, and then they also have a strong manufacture sector. Number eight, we have Kansas. Kansas. I've been to Kansas before too. Kansas also has an affordable tuition. I think the average is $12,000 per year, and they have a very low crime rate as well. And they are growing in aviation and healthcare. Okay, so if you're interested in piloting and all those things, you should check out Kansas. The next thing is Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee twice. I've been to Memphis, Tennessee. Yes. So I've been to Tennessee and I've been to which side of Tennessee? The capital of Tennessee is what? I've forgotten. But anyways, so they also have a very low cost of living. In Nashville, yeah, I've been to Nashville, Tennessee. So they have a very low cost of living, and they also have affordable housing, and they have a thriving music and tourism. But most people don't really care about this. So yeah, Tennessee is also great. You should check out Tennessee. The number 10 is Oklahoma. Oklahoma is very, very low on crime. Okay. You barely hear crime rates in Oklahoma. Okay. And they have a strong energy and aerospace sector, and they have affordable tuition. I know so many schools that you'd be paying like $11,000 a year per as an international student. Okay. So yeah, my sources, you can cross check this. I always tell people that these are my opinion. These are things that I feel like my research and what I know about the state generally. And my sources were College Board Tuition and Fees, the FBI Crime Data Explorer, Bureau of Labor Statistics, and unemployment rates, and then the Council for Community and Economic Research Cost of Living Index. So these were my resources. So yeah, before I finish, this video was very short because I plan to make it. So before I finish, I'd like to tell you guys something that choosing a state, or sorry, choosing a school in the US should first of all start with the state. You have to have a state in mind. Okay, that is what helps make the research very easy. Because most people reach out to me, hey, I want to study in the US. Can you give me three schools that will give me full funding? And I'm like, bro, I don't even know anything about you. How do you expect me to give you these things? And then they get angry and they are like, some people even unfollow me, block me. This guy is somewhere. When you text him, he doesn't mind you and all those things. Now, aside the 500 messages that I get every single day, which I'm obviously not able to reply the hi, hello ones, unless the ones that go straight to the point. When you send someone a message that they should recommend a school for you, number one, you didn't tell me your course, you didn't tell me anything, you didn't tell me nothing, like zero. I should just look into my mind and just find a school for you. It's not possible. Always have a state in mind. Maybe you have a state where you know an uncle there who is willing to be of help to you. That is the first step in the research. Probably you know a friend there or something. You feel like, oh, I love the vibes of this state. Okay, great. That is when you start your research. So now you narrow your search to that particular state. You start finding schools in that particular state. It makes the job easier. There are over 7,000 universities in America. When you start the search from the whole of the US, you'll be stressed. But when you start from one particular state, you will narrow the search to about 50 schools. You understand? Making the search way, 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 way easier. So always have a state in mind. I think two or three states. You have the first state, maybe your first choice, second choice, and then the third choice. Okay. I would like to add Florida to it because I've been to Florida and the weather is great. It doesn't snow in Florida, yes. It doesn't snow in Florida, and there are no state taxes in Florida as well. And their fees are okay. Yeah, they are pretty much cheap universities in Florida. So you should check Florida as well. So yeah, without any other thing to add up, these are my 10 or 11 states that I would highly recommend for international students. So pick one state, do your research about schools over there, and let me know what you think. Click the link in my description to know more about me. The future can always be better than your now, and only you have the power to make it so. Thank you.